All right.
Welcome to our suite.
See how the clients live. Is that your housekeeper's bed?
No, because Steffi's trying to save money, so.
Top floor.
Hey, this is probably very similar to your room, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's just the same. The toilet's the same.
Here, David, bring it over here. This is the best. Oh, I was gonna speak to the phone. This is the best part of the room. Follow me. Not the bathtub. Excuse the chonies on the floor. The bidet.
Oh, we're in Japan.
This is the best part of the room.
I don't understand why the rest of the country hasn't caught on.
Oh my gosh, this is a butt saver. We have a bidet at home.
It's a shower for 3.
My kids, who are grown men now, will have their pants around their ankles and they're covering their junk, and they'll walk into my room just to use the bidet because everyone's butts are so much safer. That's David. Thank you, David. That's the best gift ever. All right, so this is for you, sir.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Nick, what are you watching?
You got reaction videos, Dave.
It's packed with the reasons why, and I wanted to go through those 3 reasons.
When I was a mere 2 years older than my son is today, I was a high in confidence, low in experience film student. And Jeff Vasquez in San Juan Capistrano, California, hired me to start freelance editing. Jeff has a studio location on historic Los Rios Street in San Juan Capistrano. It's directly behind the train station. And Jeff has been a longtime friend and mentor. He taught me how to surf in Southern California. He got me into cycling. He photographed my wedding. Jeff introduced me to his close friend and his main DP, cinematographer Dan Donnelly. My first shoot out working for Jeff, I was running a B camera for Dan, RE35 35mm film camera out in the desert. We were shooting high speed, I think it was 120 frames a second, of a dump truck crashing into a parked vehicle for collision analysis. And I'll never forget, I was so nervous. This is my first 35mm film job out of film school where I'm opping the camera versus loading or assisting. And I think I metered with my incident meter 3 times. And then the 3rd time I'm metering, I was up in like a condor lift with the camera on a hi-hat. And Dan yells at me. He's like, "Stop metering that thing, set a stop and let's shoot. You're holding us up." As the years have gone by, I continued to work for Jeff occasionally. And then I ended up as a partner at a production company years later and was able to hire Jeff a few times to shoot on assignments for me, including this big project we got to do with the NFL in 2007 and 8. Well, fast forward all the way to 2016 and Dan passed away suddenly. And I got this urgent phone call. Dan had tech scouted for this commercial. And then before shoot day 1, he passed suddenly. And the producer called me frantic. "Can you cover and shoot this national TV spot in Dan's place?" Which brings us to this week's vlog. And the opening clip was Scott, good friend now, Scott Hanna, my client, producer, director, editor. Scott owned a production company in San Clemente, California. They used to create programming for ESPN, and Dan shot a lot of it. Scott and Dan have worked together, I think it was like 25, almost 30 years. And I met Scott kind of through the same mutual network. And since 2000, late 2016, I've been carrying the torch on for Dan. So this conference in Vegas and this award show that you see me traveling on all over the country is for Dan's longtime client, and Dan's good friend from college, Jeff Vasquez, is what made the introduction for me at like 20 years old. So here I am, 27 years later. A large portion of the work I do today as a DP is from that small group of people I met in my early 20s. In the future, I'll see if I can get Scott and Jeff to sit down and kind of share some stories and provide some advice about their decades in the media business. Stepping back 5 years, when we made the sudden decision in 2020 to relocate from California to South Texas, my plan was I'll have this production work with Scott. It's an annual conference. We do all that road travel to create all the content months leading up to the show. And my rough math was that is the only work I get my first couple of years in Texas, that plus my rental house passive income, and we'll be able to pay the bills. It didn't go as planned. The big award show was placed on ice for 2 years due to all the lockdowns. We did some remote meetings. I did a lot of traveling back to California in that first year of my relocation. You can click back through the vlog post from late 2020, early 2021 to see a lot of that. When I got settled here in Texas, things had not solidified and opened back up in New York, Chicago, or LA. So many of my agency and production company contacts in the big cities were reaching out to me as a resource to help them crew up and or shoot things for them in the Texas region. And now, as you've seen here in my vlog, been extremely fortunate in that there's enough work flowing in regionally here in Texas, or my legacy clients, long-term, career-long relationships are willing to fly me to other parts of the country to shoot for them. And the smaller things or budgetarily it doesn't make sense to travel me in, I've been able to pass on to Nick, who you see here in the vlog, and some of my other longtime colleagues in the business back in Southern California. I was thinking, sitting in planes this week and self-reflection, that so much of the content you see online and social media marketing is about capturing clicks and finding new business and generating leads, when the reality of my career has been loyalty and long-term relationships, just taking care of the people that have taken care of me. The ones that took a risk on me when I was young and gave me opportunities are people I've remained in touch with. And now much of the work is reciprocal. We're hiring each other in opposing directions. We're all just working together, minimal to no egos, and we're just powering along, trying to deliver and meet everyone's needs. And hopefully we do well enough that they call us back again next year. My hope is that this one conference will remain and sustain and slowly grow. And even if all the other work I do fades away to irrelevance, I'll still be able to work on this conference. My business plan prior to 2020 was to have a conference of this type, 2 to 5 days of work in a calendar week, one of those per month for the entire year. And I had 10 of those months teed up in 2020. And as I referred to last week, that all imploded, same as everybody else's work. But looking into the future, it's not as sexy and as exciting. A lot of the conference stuff, just sizzle reels, interviews, iMag, follow cam work, but this stuff has longevity. It's a needed service for every business sector that has their national sales meeting, leadership summits, customer and partner collaboration. These things take place every week in places like Vegas, New York, Los Angeles. And I just need to capture 1 week a month and I'm good. Then anything else that comes in is just bonus income. That's how my year was in 2018, 2019. The last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to pursue doing some of the live stream work for maybe not the main room, but maybe breakout sessions or some other component. That all went to different vendors this year. I passed just because I wanted to continue to do my fairly low stress job of doing sizzle reel content to promote next year's show. And I had Beck and Nick shooting with me. We did it on 3 mirrorless cameras, plus a time-lapse setup and an Osmo doing hyperlapse. But in the coming years, I know I need to change and adapt as things automate more, just to keep my income up as rates and costs go down. So this may be the direction you see me pivoting in the coming year.